This is going to serve as a tutorial on how to complete a physical activity log. Of course, go ahead and click on the actual assignment, physical activity log, depending on what week we are in, but I'm starting with the very first week, physical activity log 1 through 3. As a reminder, I have told you in class that you are going to complete 10 physical activity days in a 3-week time frame. So you can use physical activity or exercise to log your time. So the definition of physical activity is activity that requires your body to use energy, like examples like raking leaves, walking the dog, cutting your yard with like a push mower. It can be simple things. It doesn't have to be like a structured exercise. And of course, the definition of exercise is an activity with the intent to improve your health. So like examples would be push-ups, running, and swimming. So to complete this log, you're going to hit load physical activity 1 through 3 in a new window, or like I said, whatever week you are in, and it's going to pop up in a Google Doc. If you have not granted access to your Google Doc to Canvas, you'll have to go through a step process of login and accepting it, but once you do, the physical activity log will pop up and it will save in your actual Google Drive as well. So what you're going to do, of course, is make sure you put your name. Of course, the teacher would be me, Belch, and then whatever class period you are in. And of course, the activity log, here's the instructions. Complete 30 minutes of physical activity for at least 10 days in the next 3 weeks. Sign off each day that you complete an activity with the date, the activity, duration, intensity, and type of exercise you completed. Have a parent or guardian sign off that you completed the activity. If submitting online through Canvas, have your parents initial the form before submitting using an online signature. It is very important that you fill out the physical activity log completely. The log is worth 50% of your total 9 weeks grades. If logs are not filled out entirely, credit will be lost and your grade will be affected. So here's the grading rubric for each day. You must exercise for at least 10 days. Please see a scale below to understand how your physical activity log grade is calculated. Exercise points per day of each physical activity. So if you do 30 minutes, that's 10 points. 25 minutes is 8 points. 20 minutes is 6 points. 15 minutes is 5 points. 10 minutes is 4 points. And if you only do 5 minutes, it's only worth 2 points. So of course, make sure you write your name, date, class, and the teacher on your log before you actually submit. So here's where you're actually going to start completing your information. So like for your name, of course, I'm going to put my name here. And if I'm in first block, I'm going to put block 1. And then of course, teacher would be Belch. All right, say today I exercise. So today is the 7th or 6th, 1/6/21. That is my first date. And I played volleyball for 30 minutes. My intensity, that would be moderate. Intensity, if you don't know if it's light, moderate, or vigorous, light, of course, would be something like walking. It's not going to really increase your heart rate. Moderate would increase your heart rate some, but not fully intense, like where you're completely winded and you don't have any breath. Vigorous is like a structured exercise, like if you're playing a game of basketball. And then, of course, the type. You come down here, is it a flexibility exercises? Is it working on muscular strength? Is it working on muscular endurance? Or is it working on cardiovascular endurance? And it could be some of both. So like volleyball would help me work on my muscular strength and endurance, along with my cardiovascular endurance. And of course, you just have a parent initial, and so technically I'll put like my parent's initial, that once I did it, she would initial that my mom did it, and I would move on to the next one. Say I exercised again the next day, 21st, and I just walked. Because like I said, some of it it doesn't have to be an actual exercise. It can be physical activity. But I did it for 30 minutes, light, and then of course, helps with my cardiovascular endurance because it helps my heart. and then my mom would initial it again. And you would do this for 10 different days over the 3-week period until you have completed the full log. And then when you are finished with it, of course, I would sign it. And like put it in italics, so this would be like my electronic signature. The date, like so this is due February 1st, so let's say 1/31/21. And then like my mom would say she would verify that I did it, and then once she did it, I would do this. And of course, and she would date that as well. So that is how you complete the physical activity log. And because I am in teacher mode, there is no submit button at the top right corner. But when you guys submit, there on the top right corner, when you are opening this log through Canvas, there is a submit button. So you just need to hit submit so it goes through Canvas. If you have any other questions, feel free to email me on submitting the PE log.